Welcome back. So today when I started, it was actually like snowing out, like pretty good. And now it's switched to like ice and sleet right now, and it's gonna switch to rain. So it's actually looking like a pretty miserable day to be outside, to be honest with you. But I've got this brand new Stihl 391 chainsaw. So I just picked this up. This has got a 25-inch long chain or bar on it. And I've been wanting to get a bigger chainsaw for a while now. So my old chainsaw, my Husqvarna, it's a 3 horsepower chainsaw, and this one is 4.4 horsepower. So this is definitely a bigger chainsaw. And I definitely shopped around because Stihl dealers kind of have all their own pricing, and I had to kind of shop around to try to find the chainsaw. Most places I found it in only a 20-inch version, and I finally found a store that had a 25-inch. And I actually picked this up for like $5.59 with a 25-inch bar on it. And that's pretty good. I actually found some with the 20-inch bar on them that were more expensive than this. So if you're looking at getting a bigger chainsaw like this, it's probably best to buy it, find it with the bar length you want on it and buy it that way. Because I looked at getting a 20-inch and then buying a 25-inch bar and chain, and you're looking at like another $60 or $80 to be able to buy that extra bar and chain. So I think that this saw obviously I'm not going to end up using every day since it's so heavy and so big, but I will use this probably for felling trees and maybe cutting up bigger logs. But the Husqvarna I'll probably use for all the limbing and stuff like that, but definitely wanted a bigger chainsaw for bigger trees. So to be honest with you, Stihl, they sell this with a 25-inch bar and chain on it, but they do not recommend it. It's kind of funny when you look at the recommended bar lengths, it says up to 20. Now I guess the smallest one I found that showed a 25-inch bar was the MS361 or the MS362, which is a professional chainsaw, and it is 4.6 horsepower. So this is only just 0.2 horsepower less than that chainsaw. So I think in the end this should be able to run a 25-inch bar no problem. So behind me you see there's a group of 3 trees there. The one on this side over here, this one is completely dead and most of the bark is already starting to fall off of it. The one that's more this direction, it had been topped in a storm. Most of the limbs are out. There's only really one limb left and it's in pretty rough shape. And then the middle tree, the tree in the back, is a good tree. It's still in good shape. So what we're going to do today, try this chainsaw out, hopefully before it really starts raining and getting real nasty, is we're going to try to cut these 2 trees down and cut them up into firewood. The problem with the tree on this side is that it is leaning that way and it actually wants to fall toward the barnyard. So if I turn the camera a little bit, oh, maybe I'm turning it the wrong way. Yeah, I'm turning it the right way. So over here you can see the barn is right there. It actually wants to fall kind of over here toward the barnyard and the barn. So I'm going to have to see, what I'm planning on doing, I'm probably going to actually put a choker around that tree and maybe a come along or maybe the tractor, and I'm actually going to try to fell it this direction by pulling on it is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with the easy one first and then we'll move to the harder one. So here's another view of the trees that we're cutting down today. So this one you can see the bark is coming off of it. This tree is definitely completely dead. One of the weird things about it is, I don't know if you can see this, but right here, the tree is kind of grown around a piece of metal. There's actually a piece of C-channel that is completely through the center of this tree, and then somebody's come through with a torch or something and they've cut it off. So there used to be a piece of farm equipment here that this tree grew around, and then somebody just cut the metal off and left it in the tree. So there's a nice hunk of C-channel right in the side of that tree. And then there used to be a barn sitting here, and this tree's got a nice indent in the side where it's pushed in. That's where it grew around the roof of the barn, and that roof had stuck in the side of that tree, which is probably another reason why this tree isn't very healthy anyway. So these 2 trees on the outside are definitely coming down today, and hopefully I'll get a decent amount of firewood out of them as well. I think I'm pretty happy with the way this performed so far. I never actually probably cut a tree up that quick before. This thing was just ripping right through them. So besides having bigger horsepower than my Husqvarna chainsaw, this is actually a 3/8 chain, and my other one's like a .325. So this is a slightly bigger chain, and man, it was just throwing the wood chips, you know. I mean, it was doing a good job. So happy with it so far. It does need to break in. I can tell that it needs to break in, and I probably need to. I did buy some Stihl, the oil you mix in the gas. I bought Stihl brand, and I probably will mix up some gas with that oil and see how it does. But I can tell right now when you try to get on it, right at the beginning, it wants to kind of dog out for a second, and then it finally, gets a bunch of RPMs and it builds up. So you can tell that it ain't quite broke in yet, and for everything I've read and seen, there is truly a break-in period, and they will speed up over time. So right now, when you first give it the gas, it kind of hesitates for a second and then it picks up, but I think this is going to do really good. Definitely cutting through the wood way quicker than I ever have before, so impressed so far. So anyway, next tree. I'm going to put a choker around this limb up here. We're going to get a choker on that. I'm going to attach that to a chain, and then we're going to probably put it out here. May just attach it to the back of the truck. I'm not for sure. I'm either going to put it on the back of the truck and just pull it over. I think that's probably what I will do instead of trying to come along it, because I can pull with the truck way quicker than I could ever come along. And because I'm afraid that I could get it starting to tip over, but then the weight's going to want to take it over here and try to hit the barn. So I think I'm just going to use the truck to get it pulled in that direction as quick as I can. But I'm going to go ahead and get the choker and the chain, all that hooked up. So this is just a tow strap that I'm going to use as a choker. We'll get it choked up around the tree. So attach this to the chain. If you put the chain through this, it's going to start ripping and tearing on this. So I'm going to use a clevis. At least that's what I think this is called. And that'll at least give something nice and soft for this cloth choker. Then I'm just going to take my chain, wrap it through there, tie it back to itself, just like so. Well, I've got 2 lengths of chain on this. Hopefully that's long enough that I won't hit my truck with the tree. The other tree landed about in this area, plus this is tied up a lot higher in the tree, so I'm hoping that yeah, I'm hoping I don't hit my truck. If I hit my truck, I won't be happy, that's for sure. On second thought, let's see if I can find some more chain somewhere. I bet you I got some somewhere. So I did end up finding another 20 feet worth of chain, so I'm pretty comfortable I ain't gonna hit the truck with the tree. So I'm gonna back up the truck, get it hooked up to the chain. I'm gonna try to point it in that direction. And when we cut this tree down, I'm gonna have to kind of notch it lightly, because I don't want it to start falling over on its own. I don't want it to fall over until I pull on it with the truck. So hopefully I don't overjudge or underjudge or whatever, and hopefully I don't fell the tree before I pull on it. We'll see what happens. I think we've been through about every type of weather today. We started out with snow this morning, then it went to like sleet, then it changed to ice pellets, and now it's just raining. So getting kind of miserable outside. I'm glad I got it. It's all cut up, and I think I'll pick it up another time. I just don't want to stand out here in the rain all day. But this was the first try for the Stihl 391 chainsaw. Yeah, this thing definitely, when it revved up and it had the power behind it, it did really well. I did have it kind of dog out on me one time and die. I checked the fuel. I had some fuel in there. I did get it started back up, but I told you it kind of wants to be doggy when you first get on the trigger. So I don't know if that's just the break-in period or if that's just the fuel that I'm using and the mixture of gas that I'm using. But later it started doing it again and ended up being low on gas. I put some gas in it and it ran just fine. So that's the only issue I had with it all day, besides the fact that my arm feels huge right now because this thing is heavy. My God. With this 25-inch bar, I'm not sure how much weight that adds with the bar and chain, but then this probably has a bigger fuel tank and oil and everything as well. It feels like it's 5 pounds heavier than the Husqvarna. Definitely, I mean, I used it all day. I used it to limb everything, and definitely wore me out, my arm out, that's for sure by the end of the day. Not ideal for just going around and limbing trees. In fact, this whole tree was probably small enough. It doesn't demand a saw, you know, of this size. But I definitely do have some trees that we will be cutting down that are definitely 3 to 4 feet in diameter, so I will need a saw like this. But it was fun just to get outside and to try it out and see how it did. So overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the performance. I think once I get past the break-in period and then maybe get a good mixture of gas and everything, I think it'll even run better. But pretty happy. I think that's it, guys. I don't want to sit out here in the rain all day, so I'm going to go ahead, get inside, and dry off. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.